Okay, disclaimer time. You know how it goes. Just in case the Ottawa Senators make a few moves and they sign Shane Pinto before this video goes up on YouTube, then that's my bad. I have no control over what happens, the ebbs and flows, the passage of time after I stop recording this audio. In fact, I don't really have control over that whilst I'm recording this audio, but either way, we're talking about this. I'm uploading this video a little bit later, so who knows if the information within will be accurate once this is uploaded. But today we're given a short update as to the Ottawa Senators and their Shane Pinto contract situation. Now, at the time of recording this audio, again, just right now, the guy still doesn't have a contract, which is alarming because he is a young player, a very good center, face-off winning guy, goal-scoring guy, and a player that the Ottawa Senators would like to keep around. This is a team, though, that does not have the necessary cap space to go out there and get that done. So, what do teams do when they've got too many players, they've got too much money tied into those players, and they need to free some up? Well, they go out there and try to trade some guys away. And, for the most part, a lot of Sens fans have been clamoring for Mathieu Joseph to be that guy who gets sent away from Ottawa in order to free up the necessary cap space to sign Shane Pinto. And for pretty okay reason. Like, there are some other names that you could debate could free up some money, the necessary money that is, to re-sign Pinto, but Joseph is making $2.9 million a season till the end of 2026. He's 26 years old, a regular-sized winger, left-handed, who had 18 points in 56 games played last year. Now, sure, Joseph had a crazy good stint with the Sens to end off 2021-2022, wherein he was acquired from the Tampa Bay Lightning, but that seemed to have been more so of a flash in the pan, wherein the Ottawa Senators placed the new guy they got in a good position to succeed. He scored like crazy, over a point per game, but was not able to replicate that in his season afterwards. Now, not to say that Joseph is not a talented player, he definitely belongs in the NHL, it's just, for a guy who could probably be projected to being a middle to bottom six forward, making $3.9 million a season, there's a reason this is the guy that a lot of Sens fans are clamoring to trade away. And if you go over to what Elliotte Friedman said on the recent episode of the 32 Thoughts podcast, we have ourselves a team that is interested in this situation, and in more ways than one. Now, we had already made a video talking about the idea of Shane Pinto getting sent over to the Philadelphia Flyers, but hey, according to Friedman, turns out they might actually be interested in more than one player on this Sens team. I think the Flyers are going back and forth with Ottawa about Mathieu Joseph, Friedman said. For one thing, I do think Philly likes the player. I've heard that Philly sees a role and a use for Joseph. That's good news for both Joseph and the Sens. I don't have it confirmed, so I'm not going to say who it is, but I do think that Philadelphia targeted a specific prospect, and Ottawa said no to that. That's what I think Philly has said. Look, if you want to do business here, the price is going to be high. We'll see what Ottawa does. Now, what exactly does that mean? Well, of course, firstly, it means that the Philadelphia Flyers like Mathieu Joseph and they are interested in acquiring him, but what Friedman is also saying is that there is a price that the Sens will have to pay to trade Joseph away. And Philadelphia targeting a specific prospect in the deal is essentially saying, hey, look, Ottawa, we know you need to get rid of this guy. We know you're shopping him around. We know you need to get rid of his cap hit so you could sign Shane Pinto. That's cool. But because we'd be helping you out by getting Joseph off of your hands, you gotta give us a prospect as a thank you for helping you out. We're not trading away a draft pick for Mathieu Joseph, we're trading for Mathieu Joseph and something else that you find valuable. And there's some speculation as to what that prospect could be. I'm seeing so many people replying to this saying, oh yeah, it's definitely Tyler Boucher, and that wouldn't surprise me if Tyler Boucher was the guy the Philadelphia Flyers tried to pry away from Pierre Dorian's grubby paws, because, I mean, Tyler Boucher plays a style of game that I think the Philadelphia Flyers really like. Just talking about the Cutter Gauthiers, the Tyson Forsters, the physical side that Philadelphia hockey likes to manifest, Tyler Boucher definitely fits the bill. However, we also had ourselves some more comments made by Friedman. This is now on Spectre's Hockey from September 27th, so yesterday. Elliotte Friedman on the 32 Thoughts podcast indicated the Flyers have an interest in Joseph. He claims they would want a high-level prospect or the 2024 first-round pick sent by Detroit in the Alex DeBrincat trade. The Sens, however, aren't willing to do that at this point. Friedman also wondered if the San Jose Sharks might be interested in Joseph. And so, with this in mind, we're also hearing from Friedman that the Flyers would be interested in that Detroit first, and that also is an interesting part of it as well. The Philadelphia Flyers are attacking at this situation from all angles, using whatever leverage they can, because they know, at the end of the day, the Ottawa Senators are in a place of need here. The Flyers don't need to get Mathieu Joseph. It's the Ottawa Senators who need to send him away, because if they don't, then Shane Pinto is not going to be able to find himself back onto the team. This is a pretty precarious spot, and you gotta wonder, what is the price that the Sens are going to have to pay in order to make this work? Who is that prospect they have to give up? What is that draft pick they have to send away to another team alongside of Joseph to make this trade work? To make another team like Philadelphia say, hey, let's take this on. We can't just do you a solid by getting the guy whom you want to get rid of without anything else. There's a toll to pay for us taking your dirty laundry. And I mean, that's a bad way to say it, because Mathieu Joseph is still a good hockey player that belongs in the NHL. It's just, circumstantially, you could understand that with the cap hit, with the Ottawa Senators and their forward positions, they don't really have a need for him to be making that amount of money, and you could very well say that Shane Pinto is a much better use of those dollars. So whatever happens from here on out, it's going to be interesting to see where Mathieu Joseph eventually goes. This is the guy that everybody has been labeling as a trade piece from the Senators' POV. And if it happens, then you might be able to see that Shane Pinto contract get signed immediately after, just because I don't think it would be in the Sens' best interest to drag this out past training camp, past the preseason, and into the regular season. You don't want yourselves another William Nylander situation like the Toronto Maple Leafs faced a few years ago. As for Mathieu Joseph, though, if he heads over to the Philadelphia Flyers, then this is a guy that if they really do see value in him, they really like what they see, then hey, that's totally their prerogative. If they still think he can be a point-per-game guy, then hey, put him in your top 6, see what he does. If he plays well in 23-24, then we'll see how he plays in 24, 25, 25, and 26, because he's going on till the end of 2026. There's a lot of time here to capitalize on what Mathieu Joseph could be. If he becomes a point-per-game guy, let's just say, right? Like, not going to say it's guaranteed, not going to say it's impossible. If Mathieu Joseph is placed in the absolute best position to succeed, then there's no telling how high his point production can go. And even if he declines from a point-per-game pace, if he gets 40, 45 points in a season, then that's a really good deal for a guy making $3 million. Now, of course, his career high in the NHL is 26 points in 70 games played with the Tampa Bay Lightning in one season. Actually, no, 69 games played, he had 30 points back in the season last year, so there you go. Pretty good point per game number, all things considered, but if you're able to put this guy in a better position where he is able to get more minutes and more ice time, then who knows what's going to happen, right? Philadelphia is kind of a mixed bag of players anyway. They've got so many young guys that they want to give production to, and a lot of time to wait for more guys to enter their lineup as well. The Michkovs, the Foresters, all these guys are going to come over and do good things in Philadelphia. But for now, with that stopgap, is it Mathieu Joseph and another prospect that the Flyers end up getting? Is it Mathieu Joseph and, let's say, another draft pick that in which they could use to get another nice young talent? Or do the Sens just not bite? Do they say, hey, you like our player, there's no way we're giving you the Detroit first-round pick in order to get this player off of our hands. We're going to keep our pick, we're going to keep our prospects, we're going to keep Tyler Boucher, we're just going to find some other team that wants Mathieu Joseph at a cheaper price so that we don't have to negotiate on behalf of other assets that are uninvolved in this trade. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Mathieu Joseph being linked to the Philadelphia Flyers? Thoughts about him potentially being linked to the San Jose Sharks? And what exactly do you think the price should be the Sens have to pay to get Joseph off of their team? Teams know that they're trying to trade away Joseph, so there's no leverage in this situation to say, hey, we've got this guy, Mathieu Joseph, he's a pretty good player, give us a 7th round pick and he's yours. No, teams know that the Sens need to get rid of him, and there's going to be a price to pay for that. What do you think is the maximum price you'd accept in some sort of a Joseph trade? Is it a prospect like Tyler Boucher? Is it a 1st round pick? Mathieu Joseph in a 1st for whatever? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.